Song might not be ready, but I'm ready. 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. We got a show to do. Cinco de Mayo. I'm not going to be inebriated and all late and stuff. Gonna take a few shots during the show, though. Yeah, man. Friday night flights, man. I told you. However you fly, that's how we ride. So I suggest you go ahead and get yourselves together and get ready for the Cinco de Mayo edition of Friday Night Flights. Because it's going down. We got some stuff to talk about, boy. Inflation is going through the roof. Shrinkflation is actually real amongst the people. Y'all see what we was talking about, right? Do y'all see it now? Because if you don't see it just yet, then don't worry. It's going to really smack you off in the face, all right? So, yo, get ready. Because we got some heavy stuff to talk about. And we're going to have a little fun with it. But like we always do at this time, before we kick the show off for real, man, we got to have some fly tunes, right? Got to have them fly tunes to get us right. So we're going to do something special for Cinco de Mayo. I'm bringing my dog, Clay Hodges, in for the track Sensational. It's featuring Styles. Enjoy this track, man. Give us a little Cinco de Mayo feel. Let's get it.
Sensational. Just gotta eat some spicy chips. Vegan. I ain't supposed to be eating that. Even though it's vegan, it's not healthy. Just because it's vegan, it's not healthy. I'm not a healthy vegan. I need to eat better. I'm getting fat again. Man, I ain't even living right. I'm sitting dripping like the sauce. Lord. I say hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? I've been going through some things. I'm trying to get to know the real me. So I've been praying for a change. I've been racing through some change. I've been racing through these days. I keep on doing the same thing. But I know better, it's a shame. So I'm turning up today. Tonight I'm gonna be blessed. Tonight I'm gonna get blessed. Tomorrow I will be mature, and I don't want to be mature. My always I will reminisce. I did the fun and games. I got a bad bitch on my lap. She said she wanna give me kisses. Give me smoochie. My homie bout to roll a split. Man, I ain't smoked since I was. Wait. I don't remember, but I'm high as shit. I'm high enough to tire. Rip the tires on the arrow ship. I meant to say an aeroplane. Yo, play hot just is in this bitch. In this bitch. Play hot just is in this bitch. Play hot just is in this bitch. Like she about to deliver him. Hope the Lord deliver him. This party here is full of sin. That water keg is full of gin. That wall right there is full of tits. Got a girlfriend, but these hoes still twerking for me. What can I say? The Lord still. I say, hello, can you hear me? I've been going through some things. I'm trying to get to know the real me. So I've been praying for a change. I've been racing through some change. I've been racing through these days. I keep on doing the same thing. But I know better, it's a shame.
I know, hey, it's a damn shame. I keep doing the same things. Like I expect the thing to change. I guess that just makes me insane. How my damn mind state. I'm from the city of the high crime rate. You gotta walk the whole way slowly. Cause they'll set your ass up, that's a blind date. I'm just an been through it like a complainer. I'm trying to duck out with your man. My diamonds, he dancing, hit them off the rain. And I talk about money, I talk to you later. Guess what the devil think I'm on a radar. Ooh, tell the truth, I'm straight, I'm cool. Hop on my knees and I pray to you, okay?
It's been a minute, Lord, forgive me.
First off, Lord, thank you for this day.
I wanna thank you.
I keep on praying for a change. Then I go and do the same things.
In the cycle.
I got a bad bitch on the way. I hope that pussy A-okay.
That pussy water like a faucet.
I think I'm going through a phase. Oh stuck in my ways. So tell me what you think. I said, hello, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
I've been going through some things.
I've been going through some things.
I'm trying to get to know the real me.
Get to know the real.
So I've been praying for a change.
I'm praying for a change.
I've been racing through some change.
I've been racing through some change.
I've been racing through these things.
I've been racing through these days.
I keep on doing the same thing.
I keep on doing that some days.
But I know better, it's a shame.
I know better.
Me gusta el sol, Alicia y las palomas.
That there is sensational Clay Hodges featuring Styles, man. CPO artist. What up? Your boy, DJ Protocol, checking in the building.
DJ Protocol.
And you know, it's Friday night, so it's that time for those Friday night flights. And that's exactly what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna take off in this thing. Appreciate you. We're tuning in with us tonight. You checking in live. If you happen to be catching the replay, appreciate you for catching that replay, because that helps with the algorithm and getting the video seen. And you know, we got a lot to say around here. So if it's your first time, make sure you go back and check out the previous 9 episodes, man. We are 10 in. This is number 10. Man, seems like just yesterday I was on here with the big 3, which was the first episode out the gate. You don't know what the big 3 is, the C-Pope big 3. That is Alderwoman at Large, Alicia Miller Blakely, Alderman District 1, or Alderwoman District 1, Lynetta Lanier, and Alderwoman at Large, post number 1, who is also candidate for the 68th mayoralship of the city of Savannah, Madam Keisha Gibson Carter. They were on here with me, and we had some nice conversations about what's going on with the city, the state of the city, which way we're headed in the city, things that we may have missed being so busy with other things in the city. And then I also dropped the announcement of my intentions for running for the seat that is being vacated by the gentlewoman representing the city at large in post 1, Ms. Keisha Gibson Carter, as she goes after the mayoral seat. So, and it's still there. I definitely have intentions on running. It's just some things that we need to handle as a city, as a community. And I'm watching as the race gets closer and closer to fruition, as qualifying comes, because honestly, you know, none of this really matters until qualifying hits. So until people run for actually go and put their money in to put their hat in the ring, as we get close to that point, I'm watching more people get in. I'm watching more people say they want to run, and it's like, where are the true? And this is no knock on everyone. Some, yes, but not everyone that has entered the race or say they're entering the race to run for representative of the city of Savannah. But where are the true solutionaries? Because right now we need solutionaries in the city of Savannah for representation, man. You know what? I didn't do my thing, and we're going to do it right now. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get this party started. We're going to start talking. Go ahead and make sure that your seatbelts are buckled up. All seats are in an upright position. Your flight attendant will be coming through soon, offering snacks and assortment drinks from the bar. This is your Captain Protocol, and we are getting ready to take off because the runway is clear. So Friday night flights, man. Let's get to it. What are we gonna do, Savannah? What are we gonna do when it comes to handling the business of the city and the citizens? I can tell you what we need to do. We need to pay attention and brush up on our civics studies, we need to tighten up our understanding of our civic responsibility, what is expected of us, what is to be expected from our representatives, because although this is a democracy where we vote and say who we allegedly want in office, this is also a republic of when they get up there, they're doing things in our names. They're representing us, and they have to be amenable to the things that we say when it comes to representing us. A lot of them get up there and they just do whatever they feel like doing, and we don't check them about it. We just let it happen, not understanding that, hey, when we're not happy with the way that something is going, we the people have the right to let them know, listen, you need to stop dead in your tracks, and we need to revisit this because we not feeling this. That's our power. That's our power as the represented, as the people. All right. So we have to brushing up on the things that we are responsible for, and the things that we have signed up for our representatives to be responsible for in our name. We have city charters, we have state constitutions, we have federal constitutions, all that bind our particular area of governance, letting us know what we're responsible for and letting us know what we expect and what should be happening in our names as far as the representatives are concerned. We need to tighten that up. We need less power, less love and hip hop, less you insert the name of whatever show or whatever is occupying your time. And then you need to input those necessary programs, the Dave Ramseys, the Boyce Watkins, the O'Neills, Anthony O'Neills. We need to start replacing our diet of intake with those type people who are speaking finances. And then we need to be just listening to different newses or outlets who are putting us onto the types of things that we need to be interested in as citizens, whether it's finances, whether it's going into the legislator and getting these bills and having your phone read to you the bill that they're considering, whether it's going on these legislator websites and turning on their live debates and the live discussions, because these are the things that govern us. They get away with so much because we are not watching them. There's only a hand select few that are watching them, and we all need to get involved with watching them. We got to step up and truly handle the business of the people. And if we don't, we're going to be shit out of luck. But I can tell you one thing. Some people realize their power and their right, and they're exercising it. And people are getting mad. And they can get mad all they want to. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers don't. And that's y'all boy. That's y'all boy. Those his bars. And when you lead in the numbers and you show and have a show of force that you quote unquote lead by the numbers, because it's all about that, seeing that you have the lead by the numbers. Man, oh man. And that's what is happening right now in these streets. Because Orange Crush was a couple weeks ago, right? Man, it's still some trickle down. Yeah. It's still some trickle down. We had a meeting last night out there in Tybee Island. I was there. It's at the police house courthouse, right? They had a meeting last night and they addressed what was going on and how the city was honestly feeling about Orange Crush. They had the numbers. They was answering questions. Really got heated, boy. I heard some things. Heard some things. And well, let's talk about what we heard. This here, let me get this on the screen for my good, beautiful people. Matter of fact, hey, let's all do this. All my people who taking shots, go ahead and get you a shot glass and your drink of choice. And get your shot together for this one, because we're gonna take a trip to this here Orange Crush Festival. And we're gonna listen to what they had to say. And then we're gonna talk about something. Let's get it. Let me get my liquor. I got to say, man, shouts out to my dog Tamuka. Tamuka over in Malawi right now, doing it up. But before he left, he blessed me with a bottle of Malawian vodka, because he knows that I love vodka. So I'm on this Malawi vodka right now, right? And we gonna talk about this here Orange Crush. Cause buddy, they still mad, but which they have a little right to be mad, but I think they're pointing a lot of blame some places when they need to man, look. They need to be looking in the right places. Here we go. Go ahead and pull it up. Get your shots. Ooh. Yes, sir. And keep that thing on ice too. Boy, listen. That thing's so smooth. But I'm Malawian vodka is smooth. Oh yeah. You can definitely feel that bite though. All right. Tybee Island holds town hall meeting to discuss Orange Crush weekend. Tybee Island, Georgia, WTOC. Shouts out to WTOC. I finally got the Hometown Hero Award. All my life I wanted to get a hometown hero, and I finally got one with Unity in the Community. Let's see if I can get another one. I think I can. Little internet could. Let's go. Tybee Island residents packed city council chambers expressing questions and concerns about how Orange Crush was handled. The event brought about 4,800 people to the island. City manager Sean Gillen began the town hall apologizing to residents that they did not prepare accordingly for this many people on the island. Now, I wonder if they'll say it because last night they said that there was about 110,000 people that visited Tybee over the span of the weekend. 110,000 is what they said. There was traffic mayhem, leaving some people stuck for 6 hours and several arrests made. Residents asked questions like why Tybee leaders didn't prepare with more law enforcement and traffic control, knowing this was marketed as the return of the College Beach Bash. So a lot of people who don't know, this is going on from the 80s up until the early to mid 90s. And is that the yes it is. Oh man, we're gonna talk about that. It went crazy. Early it went from the late 80s to the like early to mid 90s. And there was a killing. And after the killing, they shut it down. It stayed down for some years. And in the 2000s, it came back. Like it's coming, it's doing now. Promoters out of Atlanta have picked it up and said that, hey, we're going to do this here Orange Crush thing. And every year, because it's college people, college kids, young co-eds, if you would, who get together and basically try and outdo the one before it. And on top of outdoing the one before it, they also want to leave their own stank on their own little freaknik-ish situation. And that's how we get to the nasty and all the other stuff that goes on during Orange Crush. It's a combination of the co-eds, college-aged, and the want to leave their own mark on their own freaknik type situation. That is sick. That is sickening that I see with so many different situations. I'm sorry that I jumped off that, but like, look at them. Like, I appreciate those fellas who finally did get them separated right there. What the heck? But you got dudes, right? All this fighting is going on. Well, first of all, let's look at this. They didn't jump this lady. They and her daughter getting drugged, getting to it. Dudes trying to take the lady purse away and snatch the purse. They done ran away. This lady right here going after her purse. These chicks still over here. And then now you got dudes who look like, okay, they done grabbed hair, so now we're going to pull them apart, y'all. And that happens. But like that whole time when they were fighting and the purse was getting snatched, where were they at? What's stopping the fight, man? Where were they at? Excuse me. All right, y'all. Let's get back to this article from WTLC. Gillen said an agreement with the Department of Justice limited how many resources they could put towards the event. He says the agreement said they had to treat Orange Crush the same way they treat other events on the island, despite it going unpermitted every year. He said they will no longer be adhering to that agreement. Once we had those numbers, we were like, this is different. Any future unpermitted event promoted like this one will be treated like what we saw on the 29th. No, that's got to be a misquote or misspeak, because Orange Crush was the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The 29th was Peach Fest. You don't want to treat it like what you had on Peach Fest, because Peach Fest, you didn't really have anything. What you had was everything on the 22nd. So we have to do something different because it was way too dangerous. He also said they did not expect the event to be twice the size of years past. People also had several questions about traffic cleanup and communication. City leaders encouraged residents to call state legislators to encourage them to give Tybee Island officials the authority to close roads and the beach and issue a state of emergency, which I thought they already had because Georgia is a home rule state. So, yeah, listen, They was this is really cutting it light. They were not happy in the least bit last night. I can tell you that. You had calls, they didn't mention it in here, but you had people who called, who was in this crowd, for the resignation of that guy right there. You have failed us, and we are calling for the resignation of you. And it got standing ovations, rounds of applause. Now he did say that, well, I'm not going to resign. So, but I mean, it lets you know how the people feel about the guy in charge, city managership in Tybee Island. And then people have the numbers. Then people have the numbers to write a petition and petition for him to step down. And if he doesn't step down, then they have recourses such as special election of forcing city council to terminate the contract and searching for someone else. And if the city council of Tybee Island doesn't want to terminate their contract and start the search for someone else, then the people could very well have the numbers to petition for a recall of everyone who's against it and have a new election to get some people in there who are down to make a difference. And they might do that, because I'm telling you, a lot of them last night was not happy. Was not happy at all. And rightfully so. Listen, y'all, I do events every month. I do a festival that deals with property in the control of the city governmental agencies. I have to get permits. I have to deal with offices for special events and stuff to make sure that we are in line. That has to happen. But some people just don't want to do that. Some people want to call and cry and say these people don't want you to do certain things. And I think that's the most idiotic bullshit I ever heard. I think that people want you to do things in common order and decency. And there was a lot of undecency and non-common order that happened with Orange Crush. We all know that. We need to stop playing stupid and being mad when someone addresses our shortcomings and our BS. But hey, this doesn't admonish them either, because guess what? Guess what? They got their own problems that they should have been taken care of. You know, they talk about these shootings and stuff that happen on Tybee Island. And I heard, you had people who said that, hey, well, there was other shootings, other places. Even the police there said there was other shooting other places. But I'm gonna be real, them police is some lying some bitches. Hell, the police was lying some bitch last night, telling people that oh yeah, it's full in there. It's past capacity. And people are watching the screen and seeing that there's empty chairs, and they're watching people leave out, and they're still telling them it's at capacity. We can't let you in there. They some lying some bitches now. But this, this, my friends, this is funny. You guys ever seen this guy before? Adam Barr. I don't know if you heard about this. We're going to read through this right quick. Adam Barr was booked on 4/22/2023. Yes. On that beautiful Orange Crush Saturday. He has, count them with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 aggravated assaults, felonies, in 1 misdemeanor reckless conduct. Well, what for? I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about it. On April the 22nd, 2023, at approximately 7:20, I was dispatched to a shooting on, damn, that was what time? Was that 7:20? Well, yeah. I guess so. Yeah, sun's still up around that time because it was pictures and it was pretty bright, but the sun is up around the 7 o'clock hour. So yeah, that's about right. I was dispatched to a shooting on U.S. Highway 80 East and Fort Pulaski Road. Dispatch informed that the suspect vehicle was a possible black in color Suburban with a light bar on top. Hmm. I arrived on scene and staged at U.S. Highway 80 East and the Bull River Bridge, awaiting for a possible suspect vehicle that would have been traveling westbound toward our location. It was then determined that the vehicle was traveling eastbound back toward Tybee Island. I then made my way eastbound toward the crime scene and met Sergeant Woodcock, who was standing by the victims, witnesses, and the vehicle of the victim. When I arrived at the crime scene, I spoke with victims, victim number 1 and victim number 2. Victims number 1 and 2 informed me that they were in the white Mercedes with a Florida tag, and that victim 3 was driving when she was shot. They explained that they were driving westbound on US Highway 80 and there was a black truck behind them. The truck driver was arguing with a woman on the side of the road. The woman was yelling to shoot her, and then shots were fired, and victim 3 was shot in the back. Holy shit. I then spoke with witnesses 1, 2, and 3. They informed me that they were in a black Mercedes during the shooting. They could see the suspect's truck in front of theirs and the white Mercedes in front of the truck. These witnesses explained that victim number 3 was driving the white Mercedes in front of the suspect's vehicle. They further informed me that the suspect was arguing with the female that he was driving with. The female then exited the vehicle and was standing on the side of the road while telling the man to shoot her. They stated that the suspect was showing his gun out of the window and threatening to shoot the female. They shared that they observed the suspect then shoot into, okay, I guess it's supposed to be shoots into victims number 3 vehicle, and then headed eastbound toward Tybee Island. So I'm trying to figure out, because this is all confusing to me. It says that he was arguing with the female that was driving with him. Up here they said that he was arguing with a woman on the side of the road. The woman was yelling to shoot her, and then shots were fired. So I'm trying to figure out if victim number 3 was driving and he was arguing with the woman that was on the side of the road that got out of his vehicle, because it says that you know, that he was arguing with the woman on the side of the road. The victims was yelling to shoot her. Witnesses 1, 2, and 3 informed that they were in a black Mercedes. They could see the suspect's truck. Witnesses explained that victim number 3 was driving a white Mercedes in front of the suspect's vehicle. Okay. They were further informed that the suspect was arguing with the female that he was driving with. The female he was driving with. So I'm guessing it was a female in the car. The female then exited the vehicle and was standing on the side of the road while telling the man to shoot her. So, arguing with the female that he was driving with, and the female exited the vehicle and was standing on the side of the road. So he pulled over and somebody exited his vehicle and they was yelling, and she was yelling, "Shoot me." But how did the car that was in front of him end up with the shots through it? See, that's the crazy thing. That's the confusing thing. Suspect was showing his gun out the window and threatening to shoot the female. So did they both pull over? See, I'm trying to get this understanding. Because it says with the female that he was driving with, though. Like, did the people in front of the car, in front of him in the other car, get into it with him about arguing with the female that was in the car with him? I don't know. It's also confusing. But what they're not talking about is how the only person that got shot was shot by this guy. Shot by this guy. Nobody's going to address that. Now we're talking about the African American event and how it caused so many problems, and people are even saying that there was shooting and everything. But listen, the only proof of shooting that we have that happened on Crush Weekend, we're looking at. We're looking at it right now. We are looking at it right now. The only person that we know that actually shot someone on Trust Weekend is on the screen. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, that's real hurtful. It's got some bad news. I'm losing a lot of people this week. A lot of OGs. Shouts out to my elementary school. Dang, man. We got the alumni event going on in a couple of weeks too. That's so hurtful. That's so hurtful. But yeah, guys, back to the topic at hand. This guy is the only person. He's the only one that has had any proof of being arrested for shooting someone on Orange Crush Weekend. They don't talk about it. No. Why are they not talking about it? Because he has the goddamn complexion for protection. So, yeah, there's that. Moving right along, guys. Yeah, it's very interesting what's going on out there with Tybee Island Orange Crush. But hey, it's their city. They pay taxes. There's a few people who throw around their money and the fact that they own property out there. But hey, you're just outnumbered, man. You're just outnumbered. You could be a good steward and a good intermediary, but you got to call a spade a spade. And right now you clubbing real hard trying to say it's a spade, and it's just not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it at all. So, hey man, what's the best for that situation? I am intertwined with trying to do a little something to make sure it is all worthwhile, because it's going to happen regardless, no matter what anybody wants to say, how anybody wants to address it. Orange Crush is a staple that is not going anywhere. We'll see if they're able to shut down the roads for any unpermitted event. It could very well happen. I mean, they are putting a lot of strain on that infrastructure. 110,000 visitors in the span of 3 days. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of strain on infrastructure, man. I don't know if y'all noticed around here in the city, but there's a whole lot of potholes and sinkholes showing up around this bitch. They're small. Ain't enough to take no cars out, but yo, it's getting really real out here in these feeds, man. Really, really real. So, yeah, just think about that. All that traffic is not good for our infrastructure. We don't have a modern infrastructure as far as the roads are considered. We have a few bridges that are coming in that are new, but these roads, they the ones. All we getting is patches and fixes when we need some all new roads put in. We need a succession plan on how we're going to properly bring our roads up to the standards of being able to hold the traffic that is happening in the city of Savannah streets. I don't think anyone's really taking an honest look at that on any level, locally or at the state, and it should be. We ring the alarm and we slap the bell around, but nothing's really happening. So it's up to us, we the people, to actually say, hey, listen, we're seeing what's happening. We're noticing these potholes. We're noticing these sinkholes. We're noticing all these black patches in the streets where you're filling it up with tar. But no, we need to fix this. And guys, we're on the coast. We're on the coast. So a lot of that water is moving the ground that is near us and under us. We have an underground, we have an aquifer that's literally under us. I just want y'all to understand that. We have an aquifer under us. So that ground is going to shift and it's going to move, it's going to fall. That's just it. If you didn't pay attention in science, man, I suggest you go look into it, man. Go find some different science stuff from preferably the 80s and 90s. They actually taught us back then. This shit right now is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got in this here carry-on bag we needs to talk about tonight. Y'all heard about the feds raising the rates again? Yep, 0.25%. 25 basis points. That means it's going to cost more to get a car for those people who are going to try and finance cars. People trying to buy houses is going to cost you more. Anything that's going to require a substantial amount of money where there's some interest rates involved, it's going to cost you more. But that being said, a lot of businesses, their interest rates on, they have to take out loans or something, that's going to go up. And with that going up, guess what? They're going to have to charge you more for the products. So when you have people who don't understand money, and a lot of people, even people with money, really don't understand money. They understand one part of dealing with money and the fact that there's fucking money. They don't understand currency. They really don't understand value. They really don't understand the movement of markets. They really don't. And now look, it's funny. I hear people rag on us all the time about us getting in crypto and, crypto is fake and it's this, that, and the third. Well, really? Why the fuck is BlackRock following us and getting into crypto? Why are people like BlackRock following us and getting into crypto? We had the position on crypto before BlackRock and them. Why is that? And if you don't know who BlackRock is, put it in Google, ask Siri, who is BlackRock? Who is Vanguard? And if your people who tell you that, about money and they try and put you all up on this money games and shit, and they can't tell you about BlackRock and Vanguard and people of the sorts, then you need to walk the fuck away from that person. Or understand they don't know it all. One of the two, because you can still deal with them, but understand they don't know it all. And there's levels to this shit that they need to be familiar with, that they're going to really be trying to put you in a good position. I'm just saying. They may be good for something, but they ain't good for everything. So the Feds is raising the rates and the prices is going up. But are y'all familiar with something called shrinkflation? Damn. That's right. Shrinkflation. Shrinkflation is real, baby. If y'all don't know what shrinkflation is, I'm going to turn you on right quick. Because there's a lot of people out here who just don't know what shrinkflation is. But they see it every day. I'm going to use this. Because I know, some of you lefties, you love these. Yeah, you love these. You love these people. There you go. Shrinkflation accelerates globally as manufacturers quietly shrink package sizes. Yeah, they're shrinking the package sizes. You guys noticing that? Your stuff is smaller than what it used to be? There's some Gatorades right there. This one's 32 fluid ounces. This one's 28 fluid ounces. Yeah. It's the inflation you're not supposed to see. From toilet paper to yogurt and coffee to corn chips, manufacturers are quietly shrinking package sizes without lowering the prices. And actually, in a lot of cases, they're raising the prices. In the US, a small box of Kleenex now has 60 tissues. A few months ago, it had 65. Chobani Flips yogurts has shrunk from 5.3 ounces to 4.5 ounces. In the UK, Nestle slimmed down its Next Cafe Zero Americano coffee tins from 100 grams to 90 grams. In India, a bar of Vim dish soap has shrunk from 155 grams to 135 grams. But shrinkflation isn't new. But it proliferates in times of high inflation as companies grapple with rising costs for ingredients, packaging, labor, and transportation. Global consumer price inflation was up an estimated 7% in May, a pace that will likely continue through September. Listen, it is finna get tough out here in these streets. Understand that. It's about to get real in these streets. You see it a little bit now, but listen, buddy. Mystical said it best. You ain't seen nothing yet. As she said, you ain't seen bounce back, but you ain't seen nothing yet. It fits here. They're hitting us in our pockets. They playing us like fools and shrinking stuff down, making us pay more for less. Back at the studio, that's what's hanging up on my wall. Pay more, get less. I don't know if y'all remember. Shouts out to Lucky's convenience store on the corner of Abercorn and Television Circle. Partnered up with some friends, Americans for Prosperity. They were going around the country and they rewinded the gas prices to the prices that it was on January 19, 2021. To remind everybody how sweet it was. Just for an hour. How sweet it was. And I got a hat that they were passing out. I'm going to see if I can find them. It says, pay more, get less. That's shrinkflation. Packages shrinking and inflation is real. We got to get up on it. When you go in and you getting these sandwiches and you notice that your sandwich is a lot shorter than what it used to be. Yeah. That's shrinkflation. I told you about the Gatorades. I showed you the Gatorade. We just talked about the coffee, talked about the soap, talked about the tissue, talked about the Kleenex. You voted for this. You can't vote the same way and expect for things to be different than what it was last time when you are voting for the same exact policies. And we're going to talk about some voting for policies. We're going to talk about some people tonight. You understand me? I hope y'all ready. Listen, lines is open. You want to get in this thing, get in this thing. I had a few people say they're supposed to jump on. We'll see. We'll see. But these people, they putting us in some bad places now. I don't know. I don't see a way for us to combat shrinkflation at this point. I don't see us a good way for us to battle inflation. The system's going to have to crash. At this point, the system is just going to have to crash. We printed too much money. The supply is overpopulated with money. It has no value around the world. Something has to give. And I think we're going to get something like a world currency, but we're going to get it in crypto. You got the BRICS nations. You got 19 countries, 19 other countries on top of the already existing nations in BRIC have put in their formal applications or expressed their interest of joining BRICS. And if you're not familiar with BRICS, listen, go to the page and check out other episodes we have talked about BRICS. I guarantee you, Out of the 10 episodes that are up, we've talked about bricks at least in 9 of them. Because that is currently happening right now. Need to get in position. Need to get in position. What else we got going on over here in this bag of ours? Oh man, all right. So which way do we want to go? Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and go here. We'll stick with the finances right quick, and then we'll drop down to that one. So what do we have right now? We have a massive retail money market inflows suggest the bank deposit run is accelerating. If y'all don't know what a bank deposit run is, that's when everybody go and take their money out of the banks. They need their deposits back. After last week saw the Fed's balance sheet continue to decline and back from its bank bailout resurgence, all eyes will be back on H41 report this evening for signs that the regional banking crisis is accelerating, as regional bank shares suggest. So regional bank shares have been on a steady decline. And yeah, not good. The answer is not a good sign for the bulls, as money market funds saw 47 billion of inflows, pushing the aggregate to a record high of 5.31 trillion. That is over 100 billion of inflows in 2 weeks. The breakdown was 20.7 billion from institutional funds and 26.4 billion from retail funds, up dramatically from 4.98 billion last week. This surge in money market fund inflows strongly suggests tomorrow's H8 deposit report will show the bank run is accelerating. Is this what I need right here? Yeah. However, the most anticipated financial update of the week, the infamous H41, showed the world's most important balance sheet shrank for the 6th straight week last week by a sizable $58.7 billion. Notably, more than last week's tumble, helped by a $43 billion QT. The total securities held outright on the Fed balance sheet plunged, with the QT back on track, by 43 billion to 7.80 trillion, the lowest since August of 2021. Looking at the actual reserve components that were provided by the Fed, we found that the Fed backstop facility borrowings plunged last week from 155.2 billion to 81.2 billion, still massively higher than the 4.5 billion previous to the Silicon Valley Bank. But the composition shifted dramatically as usage of the discount window plunged by around 68 billion to just 5.34 billion. Along with 6 billion decreased in usage of the Fed's brand new Bank Term Funding Program, or BTFP, to $75.8 billion from a $1.3 billion last week. Meanwhile, other credit extensions consisting of Fed loans to bridge banks established by the FDIC to resolve the Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank rose notably from 170 to 228 billion. Ads. I don't like ads. Ads are everywhere, and we don't need them. That one don't want to go away, so forget it. Cheddars at the FRC was hitting the discount window heavily, And now it's gone away. The usage has gone. BTFP remains extremely high, though. The jump in other credit extensions looks like the loan to JPM to backstop the FRC deal. That's the First Region Credit Union. Or First Region creditors. Tomorrow we get more answers after the bell when the Fed releases H8 report on bank deposit flows. Finally, the following chart showing Fed funds versus regional bank stocks needs little commenting. Damn, they ain't lying. They lost all the games. Goddamn. The question is how this spills over and how aggressively they start cutting. And don't believe that universal deposit guarantees will make any difference now. This is not deposit fear. This is simply how it's supposed to work as cash seeks its highest risk-free return. So we're gonna see. But it's getting real out here in these streets when it comes to the monies. And I need people to understand that money is not going far. You guys need to pay attention to how you invest your money. You need to be less spending and more investing. I think the problem is we spend too damn much. We spend entirely too much. But that's all right. That's all right, because I got something for y'all. That right? That right? I got something for you. Well, Pro, what you got? Man, I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. It's pretty awesome. So, back in the day, I used to do some dopeness. Yeah, but back in the day, I used to do some dopeness. This was pre-COVID. I had some great friends, and we were into getting people right with managing money. Right? We noticed that a lot of people just really don't have the extra credit flow, and it's because they're really directing their money the wrong way. So I joined this team, World Financial Group, from PSB, the World System Builders. She would have texted me this. Oh boy. So World System Builders, WSB, and World Financial Group started this here amazing movement. And this amazing movement is we're going to financially educate over 1 million people, 1 million families by 2020. That was the goal. And I do will believe that we shattered that goal and smacked it like no other. Then COVID came and shut everything down. And well, we had to change up how we did things. Few people went underground while they tried to tackle this whole craziness, and other people went on the computer and did Zoom lives and stuff. Me, I went in daddy mode. I had a baby, so I went ahead and did my thing hard body because I had another one that needed butt wipe. So it's a lot different than them being walking, talking, washing themselves and feeding themselves. You got a butt wiping baby. So I was on that daddy duty. But now my butt wiping days is coming to a nice end as my little one is getting able to handle herself, and I am venturing into getting my grind back up. And in that grind getting back up, we are bringing back the Financial Freedom Workshop series. That's right. Got my girl Mad Flo Glover making a difference for life and others, for lives and others. Miss Madflow is coming, and she's going to do the presentation on understanding how money works, debt management, learning the basic principles of building a financial foundation, and more. We are going to have these going on once a month at the moment. That way, we'll get people to digest it. Of course, we'll be available for questions. And as the demand gets higher, we will have even more during the month ourselves. Now, we do have World System Builders, World Financial Group, that has the weekly meetings, and they do it over in the offices. They do it every Saturday morning. But this one we're going to do it once a month, and get people to digest and get to understand and get to work and call and ask questions, and we can work our way into having it more than that as the demand becomes available. Now, hey, listen, this first one could pack out and people will be like, hey, listen, we need it more than once a month, and then we might have to figure something out. But if we're going to do this on Saturdays, once a month is definitely going to be the best way to do this, because everybody has so much going on Saturdays. Me, every third weekend, I'm down on River Street on Saturdays. So there's that. So yeah, we'll do it once a month and handle biz. I see my brother. Smooth in this thing. See what's up. See if bro's ready to come on up in here, because we got some things. You know what? You came at the right time too, because I'm about to get on our alma mater, bro. We ain't hit the stage, but we damn sure gave them money and stuff. So give me a thumbs up if you're ready to jump in this thing. And yeah. Yo, man, one of the hardest artists.
I took 2 shots already, so you know what I'm saying.
Often. He is, and I don't know nobody, honestly. I tell y'all this all the time. I'm not just saying this because this is my brother. I am saying this too. I don't know anybody in the city that is really fucking with this man when it comes on this music tip, man. I'm just being real. Like, he takes
a lot of niggas fucking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas fucking with me, dog.
Nah, bruh.
It's a lot of niggas fucking with me, dog.
Nah,
because
bro.
This shit is all art. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people don't do it quite like I do it. You know what I'm saying? But there are people that do it in their way, and they do it in their way, and it's palatable. You get what I'm saying?
I'll take that, but they ain't fucking with you, dog. Cause like, I done seen the process. You feel me? I know. At least I know. Again, I said I don't want to say it just because this is my brother, but like, I just watched this man and his progression in this music situation, and the mindset on what comes from behind you rapping and what you actually do with actually producing or putting together an actual work of art, whether it's a single or an album or a mixtape. Like, out of everybody, and I deal with a lot of the local artists. I don't see anyone. There's a few, but I don't see anybody like do it like you. And just personally, like, when it comes to just my judgment of music, that's the standard of things that I look for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want my mom and my dad and my gramps and my principal, you know what I'm saying, from elementary school to hear this and be like, yo, this is good. I respect this. Heck yeah, I'm going to pass this on to someone else, because I do want people to hear this. You got other people who like make music and they want to share it with their family, and they're like, oh yeah, I share it with you, know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I make music, but in the back of their head, like, ooh, boy, I opened this thing up with her busting it wide open. You know what I'm saying? How is grandma gonna feel about me talking about this?
Oh, I seen that.
Busting it wide open. And it's that way. And I know, like I said, your process is just real. And I appreciate it. I respect it. And I love
I still send my parents, you know what I'm saying, music to this day.
Absolutely.
They're part of the, they're a part of their, I guess you want to say, A&R team, however you want to, however you want to call it. But when I do make certain records, you know what I'm saying, I definitely, have a chat with, parts of my family in there. And I definitely send them the songs like, yo, what y'all think of this? And getting their approval is a very like important part to me. Because like I said, like past everything else, like these are my first fans. So
Right,
like
right.
these are the people that what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep going to them as long as they're fans and they've been fans of mine longer than, a lot of people. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The first and the biggest. So respect them. Shouts out to moms and pops, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw moms maybe yesterday in the grocery store. Ran into moms at the grocery store.
And she
So
still be out here.
yeah, man. Moms out here still tripping in these streets, man.
Mm-hmm.
Straight like that. But yeah, man. So I just got done talking about Orange Crush and stuff when you came in. I
Mm.
was letting everybody know about the financial literacy classes because we definitely need that in our community in these streets. I think if we start handling money um, in an investment mindset instead of in a spending mindset, we can get far. You know, I've always heard, and spoiler alert for all the people who think I'm just a crazy conservative who don't know anything or
Can
don't
you go
feel
to
the
the
way
car and get my headphones in the
about
middle console?
the black community. I'm very much still in tuned, and I understand that we have the largest spending power in the United States of America, point blank, period. Like if we was to take our yearly spending and gross the amount and compare it in the standards of a gross domestic product of any and all countries, will be like number 7 in gross domestic product out of all. You know what I'm saying? Number 7, and that's saying a lot. Like number 7 puts us up there in the rankings of Russia, China, United States. Like, yo, we got money. Like, but we say we don't have it, but it's like if we look at the different things that we spend money on, if we were to invest it, we'd be a lot better. So
I feel like when people say we don't got it, I feel like I think that those people are just looking around the environments, you know what I'm saying, and they're judging that off that, you know what I'm saying. Like other environments are different where people can, I can look around and see my ecosystem and say, well, I see some things that you know what I'm saying that could go on, but that's just my ecosystem. Everybody's ecosystem ain't the same, you know what I'm saying.
but they could be. But they could be, and I think that that's truly a mindset. I think a lot of things people have to be introduced to when you've never seen or thought about anything in that manner. You don't know about it. You've never been introduced to it to even think that it is a possibility. So if we can give these different ideas to our family members, our neighbors, our friends, it could be a hell of a lot better. And that's what I want to do. I just want to drop that um drop those nuggets off in their ears so that they can see and think that they can actually do better. Um not
Sure.
to just see and think that, oh, well, they got it and I can't have it. Nah, you can have it. Like, how often do you buy shoes? Oh man, I buy me a pair of shoes every month. You know, I buy me 2 pair of shoes, every month. Well, how much you spending on those shoes? Oh, I'm spending 250, 300 a pair. Oh, okay. And you're doing that every month? Uh. What happened if you took them 2, 3 times a month for a year, and that same money you just took it out and put it in a savings account, and you just sat on that money instead of buying shoes, right? You
I
can
think a part of that is fear.
yeah, yeah.
I think that a lot of black folks are afraid for their lives. A lot of us don't look to the future. A lot of us are still, a lot of us think that, we could die at any moment, and a lot of folks live like that. So, I agree with you. But yeah, there's certain shoes that you just need to let pass by if you got something that you got going.
Right.
But a part of it is like, I buy a pair of shoes because at that time, it make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
yeah, I agree that, what I'm saying, you shouldn't buy it all if you have other things. If like you have other things that you need to do those other things, you know what I'm saying? Like shoes gonna be around. You ain't gotta have them the second they release, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you got
Right.
some other shit going on. if all your ducks is in a row and you can get them shoes and they don't bother nothing that you got going on, then get them. But
Right.
you know what I mean? If you got something else going on, then I would suggest you do that. Because guess what? If you're doing the right thing in life and you putting the right energy out there, that kind of thing is gonna come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
oftentimes, like me, I know this to be a fact because oftentimes I'd be like, man, I could go buy this or I can go do that or I can set this up, but I gotta handle this first. And oftentimes I handle the things I need to handle and the other things get handled just, you know what I mean? Just because I chose the right side of the fort. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like
Right.
I just like, you know what? I could get them shoes right now, but you know what I'm saying? I got this bill that like I need to pay. I don't need to be late. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to think about like having my bills on time and what that means when I go try to go get a loan or get a credit card or something like that. Like these are the things that we got to think about when it comes to buying like the singular stuff. You know what I'm saying? The one time
Hmm.
purchases. I
Hmm.
call them all one time purchases because it's like you just buy it and it's over with. Like you buy a pair of shoes, you don't got to put another dollar, to that pair of shoes. They're yours forever. It's a one time purchase. It's gone. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It be
Yep.
them recurring purchases that be fucking so. You know what I'm saying? Like car
Netflix,
notes,
car
yeah,
notes.
and things like that. It's like why you know what I'm saying? Like those are the things that be, you know, having people fucked up.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
So I think we can get a handle on it though. And just realize if we really want to do better, right? Because it takes sacrifices, and we say it all the time. We hear it all the time in our music. I know shit. Rocco was major back, you know what I'm saying, when we was in school, and everybody
I
remember
love
that song.
Rocco.
Huh? Yeah, bro, I know. Like Rocco was really slept on and underrated by a lot of people, bro. But that self-made was an album. Like
That's a fact.
that self-made will put you, if you listen, like it's still times where what I'm saying, I start my day off with this morning. I woke up, what I'm saying, and just go
Yeah, 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 yeah,
through
yeah,
the whole album, because
yeah,
it
yeah,
puts
yeah.
you in a grinding mindset. Like those are good times for me. Albany State University, never forget it. Out there getting it, working on the radio station, DJing, trying to get my grades, away from home, what I'm saying, in a city where I probably know 10 people from the house, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, all right, cool, let's get it. And then Rocco was there and just pushing me forward, and I'll tell people, like, I know what music does for and to a person. I'm a DJ, I'm a band head, I'm a musician by trade. I know what
Mm-hmm.
music has the power to do. So that's why I'm so boisterous on having particular content in music, and
Mm-hmm.
that's another reason that I love your music, because you're conscious of that content, and
I just come from a real place. Like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the streets, so I don't have that story. I mean, I've hung around folks that have definitely, you know what I'm saying, have
Mhm.
did their thing in that world, you know what I mean? But I just this just never was me. I just come from a different perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like I had both my parents in the house, you know what I'm saying? Like just that alone separates me from probably half the rappers, you know what I'm saying? I grew up around love, you know what I'm saying? Me and my fiance this morning was talking about love versus money, and she was telling me like, you grew up a little different than most people. You grew up with love in your house, and I was like, so like, what's wrong with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, that's how you should want to grow up with love in the
Mhm.
house. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the love side basically when it comes to that argument, but I understand what she's coming from, telling me that what I mean, that's just the background that I had. So that's the background that's the side I'm gonna rely on just because I come from love. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It just is what it is.
Oh, damn, we gonna talk about that too. That's crazy. I just seen something else in this
Yeah, we
article.
had a discussion about that this morning. Off of that's why I made that post this morning. You
Oh,
know what I'm
about the
saying?
bus
And
driver.
I just saw a clip, and I was like, damn, like so the bus driver can't get no love, like that's fucked up, like. And then people was like, yeah, not from the lawyer because she's making all the money, blah blah. And I was like, that shit don't got nothing to do with love, and that's kind of how me and her got into a discussion because I was like, that don't got nothing to do with love, and I just created a scenario like you know, a man and a woman sitting at a bar and the woman looking at the man and she feel attracted to the man and, you know what I'm saying, the man feel attracted to her and then he might send her a drink, they might have a conversation, exchange numbers, blah, blah, blah. In that moment, ain't no money involved, ain't no bills involved, ain't nothing involved. You just attracted to somebody. That is a form of love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the love side. Like we need to be operating on love more than, you know what I'm saying, money. Money is definitely a part of life in this society 100%. But
I've
I
seen
just personally feel like we need love.
I've seen a attraction of two people sitting at a bar, and the dude having attractions, thinking the young lady looks nice, just telling the bartender, "Hey, give me her ticket, that's mine." You know what I'm saying? Just don't worry about it. And then the bartender tells the young lady who purchased, the meal for her,
Yeah,
watch and no words are exchanged, between the young lady and the dude, right? He's
yeah.
attracted, is what it is, purchased the meal, goes about his business. Young lady finds out who the person is, goes to the person, once they're out of the restaurant, gives the person the number, exchange contact, starts talking, and within a week or so, right? I'm sitting here watching all this happen. Within a week, the person is like, "Hey, I need $200 for my kids' Christmas." To, "Hey, I need $200 for my nails to get done, my nails and hair." To, "Hey, my phone's broke," or no, 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 no. Before the phone was broken, like, because I'm sitting here laughing, like I'm writing all of this, like,
Right.
wow. If I, wasn't witnessing this, I'd swear this person was telling me a lie. And it went to the food, right? Don't have no money. Food stamps didn't touch down yet. Can you help me feed my kids? To, I broke my phone. I need help. And I guess so the person helped them one time with the food, with the hungry kids, right? They told them no about the toys. They told them no about the hair and nails. They weren't going to let the kids go hungry, from what they understand. So they sent a little something for the kids, and they told them no about the cell
Or
phone.
so they
Or so they thought. Right, right. That's what I'm saying. Or so they thought, and that's
because
their
the kids is a good shield to get some cash. Like,
oh,
oh yeah, my
absolutely.
kids. You know what I mean?
Oh,
My
absolutely.
kids. You should never even approach it like in the hair and nails. You just stick with in my kids, though. You know what I'm saying? Like just stick there, and you probably have the
God,
best shot of getting whatever you need.
look at QT, man. Shouts out to sis. Yeah, this the kind of women y'all be liking. Niggas don't know. Like, the dude literally saw what seemed like a hard-working woman, because we talked about this. Like, it's just
But
hilarious.
I feel like if she worked on loving that man, she would never have to ask him to do none of that shit. You feel
Mm,
me? And that's where I'm coming from with it. Like if
mhm.
you just work on loving that man and treating that man how you want to be treated, guess what? He gonna see your phone broke and buy you a phone,
And buy
dummy.
you a
You're
phone.
not gonna have to ask him to buy that shit because you have treated him in a way that's acceptable to him. He's like, you know what? I like this woman. She needs something from me. I got her.
I
You wouldn't
got
have to ask me if you just worked on liking me, worked
it.
on making me feel positive and or whatnot. And guess what? I might get you that phone.
You might
I might see your phone is broke and be like, damn, baby. I see your phone broke. You know what I'm saying? I got a little something on it. You go to the store, figure out how much it costs, blah, blah, blah. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like, and that comes from a guy feeling comfortable.
mhm,
A nigga will give you every penny in his pocket if he love you. That's
mm,
just my argument. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? But that's my argument. And that's just my experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm engaged. I'll give my girl every cent.
Yep.
And she don't gotta ask me for nothing. You feel me? Like, and she know
Mhm.
that, and it ain't got nothing to do with money. It's just all like she know. It's all a feeling. It's all emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in that situation, I feel like if that woman, instead of having the mindset of, oh, he bought me that meal, so maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe he might get my nails done or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yep.
work on making that man feel comfortable, and guess what? That man gonna see. He'll ask you like, "Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Want to get your nails done, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever," because he feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he like
Mhm,
you. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Like that. That's the side of the fight I'm on. Like,
And the
Okay,
guys, the guy
I ain't
that
mad at you asking for the bread, but it's like, did you work on him before you did that? Like, did you make him feel comfortable? Did you do something with him to make him be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you do that up front and then on the back end, be like, well, I got this, I got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Like, or did
Mhm.
you do that on the front end? Those are the kinds of things you ask on the back end. I ain't mad at you asking the question. You know what I'm saying? Because closed mouths don't get fed. So I'm not mad at you for asking the question, but it's like, do you think you deserve that from me?
do you
Or do you think
think
I should give it to you because you need it?
and
Because it's
honestly,
not my fault that you
come
need it. You know what I'm saying?
that's where a lot of them come from, right? It's I'm going to give it to you because you need it and you feel you need it, and because I'm even trying to have a conversation with you, you feel as though you're going to charge me for it. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole
Yeah,
private
yeah,
Snapchat situation. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like that, like this is the mindset that these people are on. Like, oh yeah, you want to talk to me? Oh yeah, you need to send me a
I
check.
think that's more society mindset. I feel like in real life it's probably not like that. I think just people just don't accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like more people accept what society is like displaying to them. So when they do go out in the real world, they kind of like expect that instead of just going out in the real world and letting things be what it is, and then just judging it off that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like they accepting what society is telling them that they need to be thinking, and they need to, what I'm saying? It's like, but everything is individual. Like everything don't work for everybody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like what society is telling you is cool. You can use it or you cannot use it, or you can, what I'm saying, take that information and go against it. Like, okay, I've seen that, I've seen the good, I've seen the bad. What I'm saying? Like everybody just gotta make their choice, but it's like society to tell you some shit, but that don't mean that you gotta live by that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you got in the real world, you see something different, it's like, okay, you see something different, accept that for what it is, a difference. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to fit it into whatever you thought before you walked out the house. Like let
Right.
everything just be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it
We're
just
gonna talk about
go by
that.
that.
We're gonna bring that up. So you remember that because we're gonna talk about society and what they try and push on people in a second. But we got to talk about our alma mater right quick, bro.
Yeah.
We can't. That's like I said earlier. Can't really. We didn't graduate. However, we did put a lot of money in them bastards' pockets. We're talking about Savannah State University, man.
Mm.
Savannah State is in trouble.
That was a
We've
good year.
known that for years. At least when we were there, we saw, at least I know I saw the writing on the wall and noticed that, hey, bro, they're going downhill. And if something doesn't happen, we're going to end up in a Morris Brown situation or worse.
Well, we knew they was going downhill and they were taking the money for the football games. We knew
Right.
that was the beginning right there. Like, oh, they
Mm.
taking that to go play Oklahoma. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? They really need some bread because like
They
you don't
need a
put your
check.
team to no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just for $1 million. You know what I mean? Like the embarrassment that Savannah State like went through. I remember that time. I remember that time.
It was
And I
horrible.
wasn't. I don't think we wasn't in school when that went down. That would happen. That would happen afterwards. But like,
Yeah.
because I was working by then. But I
Yeah.
just remember that shit, and I was like, damn, they doing that now.
It's down
Damn,
bad to
you
get
know
the
what I'm
check.
saying? Like,
Just get the check.
damn.
Get them million.
You remember one of them games? It was like the most lopsided game in NCAA history or some shit like that, or
Yeah.
something close to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely remember that, brother.
and I think it was just for $1 million.
Just it wasn't even a full meal. It was just shy of
It
a
was
meal.
800 grand. Or
Yeah, it
something.
was 800 grand. Yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
shy of a meal. So yeah, now we have, and we're gonna talk about the issues because again, a lot of the issues that's partaken we saw when we were there. It's just
Yeah.
situations. So I'm gonna go ahead and let WTLC talk about this. I ain't gonna read this story. Fair use, SAV, do your thing.
With the actions, Savannah State University students rallied on campus to discuss recent job and budget cuts at the school. Those cuts were announced after the president of the university resigned last Thursday. WSAB's Kyra Jones was there at the meeting, and she joins us now with the action students are taking.
Savannah State students are taking matters into their own hands. With news of being in an $11 million deficit, they are pleading with the public to get the proper funding because they fear the school might close. Earlier today, students met to talk about the current state of the university. One of the
Better
topics
play
of
all them
discussion
top ranked
is budget
teams and
cuts.
collect
Officials
that.
have had to cut its
They D2.
operating
That's
budget
out
by
of the
10%
question.
and its
Oh,
travel
man.
budget by 50% because of declining enrollment. State Representative
She
Carl
just said it
Taylor
just
tells me
then. I
that
don't know
this
if you
is
heard it. She just said
by
it.
50% because of declining. topics up for discussion was budget cuts. Officials have had to cut its operating budget by 10% and its travel budget by 50% because of declining enrollment. State Representative Carl Gilliard tells me that this is
declining enrollment. Now I'm gonna finish it in a second, but that's something major that we should be paying attention to. And I got some stats up here that I'm gonna pull up. But declining enrollment. That means that people have been deciding to go elsewhere.
And our top story at 6, back-to-back
What is
wild
that?
weekends on Tybee Island.
Why are
Well,
y'all
tonight,
talking?
People who
We
live
done
there will
talked
get a
about
chance to
Tybee.
share-
Hush your mouth, Miss Shaw. That's her. Mhm.
I swear I only have one memory from Orange Crush because I was working out there. I used to work at Arby's out there, so goddamn.
Right.
I only went to one Orange Crush in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And I just happened to be working out there at the time. And I did the dumbass shit, I wore an orange shirt, I had orange gin, my shoes are orange. You know what I'm saying? Like that dumbass shit. You go doing that shit. I ain't gave a damn. It was like I was working out there. I got out of work, I was able to park right there at Arby's, you know what I'm saying? I worked there. I ain't had to worry about parking and nothing. I could just leave my car right here.
Off.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah, when I used to park in a little ducked off little spot right over there. Keep my car right there. I went on the beach. I was like, yeah, this shit is alright. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is alright. You know what I mean? And never did it again after that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that's just not my thing. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I participated. I did the whole wear the orange and all that shit. I did all that. But it's just like, I remember doing that and it was like, because I worked out there for a couple of years and I only did that shit once.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I did it.
I only did that shit once.
Right. I did it. I'm done. I'm out. I participated in a couple. One in the capacity of DJing for the event. One I went out there just to observe along with the police chief at the time of Tybee Island. It was pretty cool. Like I said, man, I done been around the block, bro. Like if anybody know about like the rooms that I be in and the things that I be advocating for in the background, like and that was a hell of an experience, man. For them to be like, listen, we don't mind, we would love for it to happen. I mean, it could be good for money. We just need it done within decency and order. And as a 34-year-old man, I could honestly sit here with owning a couple of businesses that I understand what they say by, doing it within decency and order and doing the permits and stuff. It sucks. The paperwork sucks. It does. But I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. It's a good reward if you do it right. Oh, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish the Savannah State story up, and then we're going to bring up some numbers.
It's not just a Savannah State issue, and that a lot of HBCUs are struggling to get the proper funding. He and his team from the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus are committed to helping Savannah State keep its doors open.
Savannah State might come and ask for $3 to $5 million, and that might be their cap window. But there are other universities, because of the formula, that can ask for 33 and 43. That's a double standard somewhere. Our formula is really off. Savannah State has an $11 million deficit, and it's not by their own fault. It's
yes, it is.
That the way the formulas are given to Black universities, they have not been given their fair share of the monies needed to be appropriate for this.
Okay, that's my brother. I love him to death, but that's some bullshit, right? And I got to call bullshit again. Love you, bros. You my dog. You can call me. We can talk about it. But that's some bullshit. And it's some bullshit because these formulas are all based on enrollment. These formulas are based on enrollment. So of course,
so you saying they spending bread that like basically they don't got, or maybe they anticipate to have and they don't have at the moment.
No, they're not even doing that. They're just mismanaging funds. It's just strong mismanagement of funds, and it's been that way. And I'll tell anybody, and I got the invoices to prove it. There was a time where a brother was getting paid, $200, $250, $300 a game at Savannah State. When I left Savannah State University, I was getting paid $35 a game. Most people won't take that kind of a pay cut. And I took it because I actually enjoyed DJing for a D1 NCAA school. That's on my resi.
Yeah.
I was doing parties. I was managing those other DJs. So it was a good look for our company to be DJing at these events, at these sporting events, and then have the after parties that we have. It was expedient to be able to play this kids' music at the game. It worked for me.
Mhm.
So I took the pay cut because the residual income was a lot better. I could make it work. But it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I can't do this no more. And I walked. But you know, they're bad at the money. But they will tell you that, and I believe in that story they mentioned that the formula is based on the enrollment. Yeah, the big schools, they're able to come and ask for so much money, but the little schools, they can't. Well, if Georgia Southern has an enrollment of, I don't know, 60,000, 70,000, 100,000 students, you'd expect them to come ask for 33 million. And Savannah State has an enrollment of 3,500. What do you expect? You supposed to ask 33 million too? You sound stupid as fuck. What do you even need that much money for? Why? Tell me why you need as much money as the big university.
Because they in debt.
Whose fault is it for being in debt though? Maybe you shouldn't have brought Glorilla to the fucking homecoming concert. Oops, my bad. Because I'm pretty sure, because she was pretty hot at that time, wasn't she? Yes, hell yeah. Because her song broke out.
She was on the way. It was at a time where you could still get it. You probably couldn't get her to do that now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
But at that time, that's what she was in her career. She would gladly do that. Gladly line up 20 of those. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's just certain things that they do that they just do wrong. They don't focus on. Let me go pull this up because I have this. And I think this is important when it comes to this here story. Let's go. Get me there. College scorecard. All right. I got 3 schools to compare. All right. Savannah State University. Where they at? Graduation rate, 31%. The midpoint, if I'm not mistaken, is 58%. So they don't even reach the midpoint when it comes to a graduation rate. Yeah, national 4-year midpoint is 58%. They're at 31%. They don't even reach the midpoint.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that they would be wrong if they like fake some of that shit to get that percentage up?
Yes. Absolutely.
When I say fake that shit, like, instead of giving somebody a D, you give them a C.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely, because they didn't earn that.
Mm.
Even though you don't know the difference, my dad says all the time, when you go on the doctor, don't none of us know the difference between a C doctor and an A doctor when they're in there giving their opinions on us. We just know it's a doctor.
That's interesting.
So you just want them to be serious with what they do. But when it comes to U.S. Department of Education and having a college scorecard, and you're being compared, I'm gonna add I need to go add somebody else on here. Let me go. So they brought
And
up.
do you think that is because of failing students, or do you think that's because of maybe like they might go there for a year and then dip off and go somewhere else, or they just might not finish, or you know what I'm saying, like not just strictly just failing students, but just a bunch of other reasons why kids just don't finish. They might start there and just don't finish.
Well, that happens. And that's actually in these numbers as well. There it is right there, retention rate. So you got students who come the second year, they're high. They have a very high second year, but it dwindles off. You got 46 out of 3,270 students. 46% of them transfer. That's nearly half of them.
Yeah.
They transfer out of
Yeah,
Savannah
this
State.
and see that's what I'm asking. So it's like, do they just have a bad experience, or at least maybe their friends tell them at another school, hey, you can come here and they got this, your school ain't got that type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you have that happens. You have kids who just have a bad experience and leave. I know a lot of seniors, man. I know a lot of seniors. One of these episodes, my oldest, my older brother, he's my taller brother for sure. My little brother plays ball for Savannah State, or played ball for Savannah State. This was it for him. And he's to the point now where he's just like, man, I'm just ready to get my degree and leave. And we hear that from so many people, right? We got friends that we went to school with that their senior year, they was like, bro, I'm so tired of this shit. Like, I'm just ready to get out of here. I'm just
Well, I
ready
mean,
for
what is there for a college student to do in the Pope?
but see, the thing is, it was never so much of
Because that's a part of it. If the school might be alright, but if you know what I'm saying, if ain't shit to do in that city, and then you got your friend that go to wherever, you know what I'm saying, 4 or 5 hours away, telling you it's lit here. You know what I mean? They gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? Where it's lit at.
right, which they do, that happens, but it was more so what the school was or wasn't doing for the student. You got people who, man, I got
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
a partner who literally got enough credits to be a doctorate in engineering
Mm,
and didn't graduate, you know what I'm saying, on time,
mm,
because they kept changing the the grid. You remember the grid that you had to use in school?
yeah.
They kept changing the grid. So because they kept changing the grid, they were adding classes, subtracting classes. Classes that they had already taken was no longer good towards them graduating. It was like it's BS. And you got a lot of people who was like, you know what, man, I'm tired of this. I can't take this. I'm good on that level. And that was just a
Hmm.
money operating system, because hey, it's fall and you are finding out that they didn't change the grid and you need a class, and this class is only being offered in the spring, right? So you got to remain enrolled. So you got to take a couple of BS classes in order to remain enrolled so that you can turn around and get in for spring.
Mm.
Like it's a whole scheme to that situation, man. And I think that needs to be addressed. Um, and until we address those things, you know, we're gonna have problems. Let's see. So on the screen, I have UGA, right? So UGA is definitely one of those public universities in the state of Georgia that goes to the state legislator and ask for money, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if you can see it, but UGA's graduation rate, 86%.
Mm.
86%. Let's go get their retention rate. Oh my God. Goodness gracious. Students who return after their first year, 95%.
I'm pretty sure they get a really good student experience at Georgia. I mean, I don't know for sure. I've never been there, but I mean, the numbers would say it. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like you like that place when you get there. It's enough places to go to. You know what I'm saying? It's enough things to do. You know what I'm saying? The football team is good. The basketball team is decent. Anthony Edwards went to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's what you make
so
it. It's what you
yeah.
make it, especially the spirit of the people on campus, dude. I went to Albany State out the gate, right? There's way more to do here in Savannah than there is in Albany, right? Um, and we had a blast. Like, we used to make up things to do. And this was during the time, this was the birth of Facebook. I mean, yeah, right around the birth of Facebook, right? Talking 2006,
Facebook
2007,
came in
2008.
2007.
Mm-hmm.
That's my senior
Mm-hmm.
year in high school. That's why we're trying to tell people like, yo, Facebook did, 'cause I was almost out of school before Facebook came. So imagine I went through my whole school without none of that. Like
Mm-hmm.
none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had a
And you had to
phone.
get invite.
We had a phone. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you ain't have that. You had none of that. I think YouTube was, something at that time.
YouTube
But
was barely a thing at that time. It was barely a thing. It was on the
going
way.
to the movies and going to the mall was still a thing. So the internet, hanging
Yeah.
out on the internet wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm. But it was on its way because we had MySpace and we had Black Planet. We
Yeah,
had
but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't really like on it like that. Like we was on it, but I mean, like, you still
well,
going outside.
we had to tie up the phone line. Mama didn't want having that.
Yeah,
Unless you was able to have a second phone line for it. And there were some
yeah.
people who had second phone lines for it, but outside
So
of that,
you could just have the internet and then have your phone on the other line. Yeah.
boy, outside of that, boy, you was not finna tie up the phone line talking about something you finna be on the internet.
You couldn't do it on your phone. I don't even, the iPhone wasn't even around. I think the iPhone first year might have been 2007 or something.
So you could do it a little bit. By that time, we started getting
Like
the
Blackberries and shit.
so BlackBerry was around, but that was also during the time where that LG Life is Good phone, right? That flip phone came out. We also had the T-Mobile Sidekick at that time too. So it was there, it was on the way, but it wasn't like it is now, right? It definitely was not what it is right now. The internet was definitely grainy, the videos was grainy. The best thing that we had going was the ringback tones, and then we could actually do ringtones, right? That was about the only thing that was situated on those phones. Outside of that, it was grainy and horrible. Grainy and horrible. So yeah, it was definitely different experiences, man, than what it is now. But we got to look at the mechanics of the money, and it has to make sense. And unfortunately, we don't deal with cents and cents. We don't deal in cents and cents, right? So we got people saying that the formula is flawed. No, the formula is fine. What is flawed is the numbers, and that's what they're using. They're using the numbers to put inside the formula. That is what you do. You don't use the skin color. You don't use the title. You use the numbers to put in the formula. That's
Right.
how math works. And unfortunately for the HBCUs, our numbers are drastically lower than the PWIs. Let's look at the screen. Let's pull it up on the screen. We're gonna go. I got to compare. I done added UGA into the compare. Damn, bruh. I ain't even knew that. It costs almost as much to go to UGA than it does to go to Albany State. Goodness gracious. Man, let's look at these graduation numbers. My God, man. Savannah State University, 31%. Albany State, my God, 29%. Fort Valley, shouts out to Fort Valley, 36%. And then the University of Georgia, 86%. The median earnings of former students who receive federal financial aid at 10 years after entering the school. You go to Savannah State, you earn 39 grand. Albany State, 37 grand. Fort Valley, 36 grand. University of Georgia, double it or nothing, host $63,405. Because of the
That's a
network.
that's a pretty good case to get there, you know what I'm saying? Get some bread. Like
Yeah.
the people graduate, they go make money. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of perks to going to that school. You know what I'm saying?
Like this is it. And we don't think about this. We just want to cry the white man trying to hold us down. It's the system that's doing us wrong. And I'm not going to say that there aren't some particular people that are using the system that don't do things to hold particular people down. I wouldn't say that at all. But you know what I will say? It's some in there that's trying to get up in that system and make that shit work for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. People like my homie. And people don't like it when I talk about my homie. You know who my homie is, right?
I do.
You don't guess? I'll tell you. You know who that is, right?
Yes.
Hey, bro, that is the greatest drop that I could have ever found, bro. He is Mr. 45, Mr. 47, bro. Like they ain't gonna be able to stop it. But my dog, man, my dog was out here in these streets doing what he had to do to help us really get ourselves together. He was opening up major doors. I got to find this, man. This is an album. If you deal with me on Facebook, man, this album is on Facebook. This is one of my favorite and most famous albums that I had while on Facebook during my first stint, my invite page. Shouts out to all the Facebook invites out here in these streets. You got the invites and you got the people who went and made profiles. I'm an original. I had to have my people from my networks, because Facebook used to have networks. Your network had to invite you. So and then you was only limited to that network until they opened it up. Unless you was a part of other networks. Like I also was part of the AE Beach High School network. And I could only deal with people who was in the AE Beach High School network and Albany State network. And then so forth and so on. But anyway, February 28, 2017, President Trump signed a presidential executive order on the White House initiative to promote excellence and innovation at historically Black colleges and universities. And see, people was like, "Oh, that was some bullshit. He just did that to pander to the Black people, and he ain't really put no teeth. There was nothing in it. It wasn't nothing real. He just did that." And I call bullshit. Well, Pro, why do you call bullshit? Well, I'm gonna read it to you if I can find it one good time. There's just so much stuff in this dang on. There it is. We're gonna get to it right now. Oh man, this is a letter from the executive director from the Trump administration's HBCU initiative. The Trump administration has built and maintained strong momentum in support of historically Black colleges and universities. Empowered by Presidential Executive Order 13779, the White House initiative to promote excellence and innovation at HBCUs, we have laid and continue to build upon a firm foundation for impact. The following statements of federal agency priorities, or priority statements as they'll be referred to, reflect our sustained momentum and can help better align HBCU institutional actions with our national priorities. The order directs federal agencies to develop an annual plan that strengthens the capacity and competitiveness of HBCUs. Strengthen the capacity and competitiveness of HBCUs. Now we're talking about failing HBCUs right now. But in 2017, 2018, when this letter was dropped, after a year of working, after the initiative is put into place, we're going to formulate what it is that we see from these HBCUs that they need. And this is our directive moving forward. The order directs federal agencies to develop annual plans to strengthen the capacity and competitiveness of HBCUs. In support of the directive, the White House initiative on HBCUs advised and encouraged agencies to consider how their plans could help HBCUs share in a new trifold dynamic: push out, connect up, and pull down. 1. federal agencies push out top opportunities towards HBCUs. Wait a minute. So the federal agencies are going to purposely push out all top opportunities to HBCUs? But I thought Trump was a white supremacist that didn't want black folk to prosper.
Mm.
Recognizing that HBCUs provide, this number two, recognizing that HBCUs provide unique competitive advantages, local, regional, and state government, as well as private sector partners, are to join with the institutions to connect up to federal opportunities. So wait a minute. You're telling the local people that, hey, these are federally funded HBCUs, these are federal agencies. We want the local people to partner with these HBCUs and connect with these federal agencies. Huh.
Mm.
But I thought he didn't want us to prosper. Number three, enable HBCUs along with public and private sector partners to pull down more value from top federal opportunities. So wait a minute, bitch, you is pushing out top opportunities to HBCUs. You telling these local people to get involved with their HBCUs so you can go to these federal agencies and connect with the opportunities and then bring those opportunities back to your local area. The fuck? But I thought he was bad.
Mm.
And right here, we have an example of where he's like, nah, we're going to take what we do and we're going to make sure these HBCUs get up. Now, on top of that, he also put the HBC, this initiative, this office was put inside the White House. It was in the Department of Education building. They changed the office from the Department of Education building to put the HBCU office inside the White House. And the White House had open door policy.
Hmm.
What could you do with the open door policy in the White House, bro?
Just what it says.
If I got an open door policy and I done gave you the free run of the federal agencies now, man, do you know how much I could do? Man, I'd be in everybody's office. Through both public and private sectors, our nation continues to make meaningful investments in our education and economic competitiveness levers, i.e., key areas that will help us maintain global leadership, achieve shared prosperity, and improve quality of life. Unfortunately, too many HBCUs and the people and communities they principally serve are disconnected from areas in which top employment, entrepreneurship, and broadly defined innovation investments are being made. The initiative's conviction is that this must change. HBCUs must emerge as premier tools and preferred vehicles to inclusively address U.S. competitiveness challenges. Led by our federal agency partners, we will help make the needed change. Importantly, these priority statements do not limit the scope of federal opportunity for HBCUs. They represent, now this was important about it all, they represent the proverbial floor, not the ceiling of opportunity. So whatever these agencies put out as statements, this is only for you to stand on and reach up for more. It is not the ceiling or the cap that's saying you can't go past this.
Mm.
We had a golden opportunity to take our HBCUs to higher levels, and we squandered it. I'm going to continue reading and chop it up. Moreover, federal agency engagements with an investment in HBCUs are not made in isolation. Rather, they should also catalyze private sector's activity. Increased opportunities for HBCUs further fortifies their local and statewide competitive advantages, better positioning these institutions to build the public-private partnerships needed to deliver ever more value. Because that's what make all these universities great. When we talk about UGA, UGA has a public-private partnership. They have alumni and community businesses that want to invest in the UGA because they know it's going to come back. Football season. They champs. 2-time champs. That's an investment. And they also have high performing baseball team and high performing swimmers. That's comeback money.
I mean, damn, all that their kids graduate. You start there. You said 87% of the kids graduate. That's
Graduate.
everything else you said is ancillary to that. So that's just in addition to we graduate out of every 10 kids that walk through this door, 8 of them graduate from here.
8 of them graduate, man.
Doesn't matter if you play a sport or not.
Man, the spirit of the today is about helping more students improve their prospects for a better life and strengthening communities in support of a common good and in the interest of national security. Taken together, our approach can further bolster the capacity of HBCUs to provide diversely situated students, including first-generation and lower-income students, with the tools to successfully compete in a rapidly and dramatically changing world. We commend our federal agency partners for their commitment to successfully implementing the order and to strengthening the capacity and competitiveness of HBCUs. This was from the Executive Director of the White House Initiative on Historically Black Colleges and Universities, Mr. Jonathan M. Holyfield. Now, these people said we didn't have any resources. Now, also, that people don't want to talk about, Trump gave HBCUs a blank check. Carl mentioned how, HBC, Savannah State will come up and they're asked for $3 million or this, that, and the third, and they have to go every year. Trump actually talked about it. HBCUs have to come up here, every year they always have to ask, and they barely get enough money. So no, I permanently funded them for the next 10 years for them to get up on their stuff. And on top of funding us for those 10 years, he gave us this here initiative right here. And we squandered it because, that racist don't want us to have nothing. Well, shit, that's what the news said. But shit, what I just read to you, does that sound like he don't want us to have nothing?
Nope.
We get so caught up in personalities that we miss what's laid in front of us. And that shit's got to stop with people. Because now here we are crying about Savannah State and possibly closing. Y'all make sure y'all go follow me on Facebook. I'm there.
It might close.
Yeah, man. Wow. Savannah State could end if Savannah State keep on the trajectory they're going, they could end up like Morris Brown. They could either close or they can be unaccredited. Wow. And who's going to go to a school that's not accredited? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, prayers up for Savannah State. I do hope that they are able to make it past this, because you can't say Savannah State without Savannah.
They need to be promoting to all these kids that are already here. Like, you ain't gotta go nowhere. You can stay right here.
Man, them kids don't want to go to Savannah State, man.
We did.
Yeah, them kids want to get the hell up out of Savannah, bro.
Like, we did. Yeah, it was other schools for sure, but like, if you had a chance, you're like, I want to go there for like, even if it's a semester, like I just want to go there. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was cool to go there.
Out there. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. So, speaking of kids, and we were talking about society earlier and some of the stupid shit that society is doing and is allowing to happen. There's been some stories that have been popping up around the country. And I shared a couple of these videos on my page today, 12 hours ago to be exact. And we're just gonna let these kids tell you how they feel. A lot of people feel some type of way, and hey man, listen, when you grown, you do what you want to do when you grown. But when it comes to being an adult and dealing with these kids, there are certain things that you shouldn't fucking do. Period. It should not be pushed onto these kids. And kids will find a way to push the limit and push the envelope and get away with whatever the hell they can get away with when you let them as an adult. And I'm proud of these kids right here because they said enough is enough. They are not taking it. So let's listen to this first young lady here. See what she has to say.
This man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, the question we must address is why are we affirming the mental confusion of this boy and putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces? Of course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it. But what about the women? What about the true girls like myself who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women.
Now, this is a young lady in high school, man. Shouts out to her. Willing to stand up and say what is honestly hard for young ladies to stand up and say. And I'm telling you now, I don't know if you could see the video. I'm going to mute it and I'm going to run the video again for those who may have missed it. And just for clarification to see, it's on the right-hand side. This boy was up in this girl's face, had her backed up to a table, pushed her on the back onto the table, continued to push her, and then fists start flying. And when the fists start flying, this boy starts beating up this girl more. I'm talking about really putting them fists on her. Now, I'm telling you now, if I catch your son putting his hands on my daughter, my goddaughter, or any young lady that I happen to see any young man put his hands on, I'm going to beat the holy shit out of you. You don't put your hands on.
It's so crazy that these kids got to deal with that now, but like, because it probably was around when we was in school, but like, not like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like this.
Not like this. And it's a problem. And then you got this other kid. So you got these girls who standing up for themselves, and they don't want to see. There's another story. A guy goes in there and says, I'm trans, but it's okay. Goes in the shower with these girls, butt bone naked, and turns around and shows his genitals. And well, it still works because they definitely said he was standing at attention.
Oh no.
So I mean, but again, these kids will. If you, oh well, I'm a woman, so you can't tell me I can't go in this bathroom. I mean, what can they? We've allowed, well, not we. They've allowed them. They've allowed them to be on some other shit. Check this out. Other kid. Shouts out to this kid.
10th grade at Nichols Middle School. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I never thought that the shirt I wore to school on March 21st would lead me to speak with you today. On that Tuesday morning, I was taken out of gym class to sit down with two adults for what turned out to be a very uncomfortable talk. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that my shirt was making some students feel unsafe. Yes, words on a shirt made people feel unsafe. They told me that I wasn't in trouble, but it sure felt like I was. I was told that I would need to remove my shirt before I could return to class. When I nicely told them that I didn't want to do that, they called my father. Thankfully, my dad supported my decisions and came to pick me up. What did my shirt say? 5 simple words. There are only 2 genders. Nothing harmful, nothing threatening. Just a statement I believe to be a fact. I have been told that my shirt was targeting a protected class. Who is this protected class? Are their feelings more important than my rights? I don't complain when I see pride flags and diversity posters hung throughout the school. Do you know why? Because others have a right to their beliefs just as I do. Not one person, staff, or student told me that they were bothered by what I was wearing. Actually, just the opposite. Several kids told me that they supported my actions and that they wanted one too. I experienced. Wait, no. I was told that the shirt was a disruption to learning. No one got up and stormed out of class. No one burst into tears. I'm sure I would have noticed if they had. I experience disruptions to my learning every day. Kids acting out in class are a disruption, yet nothing is done. Why do the rules apply to one yet not another?
Bars.
I feel like
Wait a
these
minute.
adults were
Go
taught
back.
learning.
Bars.
No one got up and stormed out of class. No one burst into tears. I'm sure I would have noticed if they had. I experience disruptions to my learning every day. Kids acting out in class are a disruption, yet nothing is done. Why do the rules apply to one yet not another? I feel like these adults were telling me that it wasn't okay for me to have an opposing view. Their arguments were weak, in my opinion. I didn't go to school that day to hurt feelings or cause trouble. I have learned a lot from this experience. I learned that a lot of other students share my view. I learned that adults don't always do the right thing or make the right decisions. I know that I have a right to wear a shirt with those 5 words. Even at 12 years old, I have my own political opinions, and I have a right to express those opinions. Even at school, this right is called the First Amendment to the Constitution. My hope in being here tonight is to bring the school committee's attention to this issue. I hope that you will speak up for the rest of us so we can express ourselves without being pulled out of class. Next time, it may not only be me. There might be more students that decide to speak out. Thank you for your time and good night.
Shouts out to this kid, man. His kid was dropping bars on their ass in that school board
That's
meeting.
funny. That's funny. Like he was saying, like basically, like I want to be in class, and y'all acting like this is a distraction when it was like really was. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shirt is no different. That shirt is no different than wearing a particular cartoon or a particular brand or a particular whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your choice to wear that.
So
you know
they can wear Rick and Morty, but then he
Yeah, you
can't.
can wear a Rick and Morty shirt. You can wear Mortal Kombat. You can wear, you know what I'm saying? Polaroid. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, I got all the graphic shirts in the world, so they make graphic shirts for everything. But like, there are only 2 genders. Wow, that's
He
crazy.
can't wear that. He can't
He
wear
had to
that.
take his shirt off. That's crazy.
Yeah, they want him to take his shirt off. And then, I don't know if you peeped the bars that he dropped, but he was like, we got people disrupting class every day doing all kind of BS, and y'all don't do this to them. But I got on a shirt that said there's only 2 genders, and y'all doing what? Well, y'all is wild. But that's the crazy. Those are the crazies that we're dealing with right now, right? Those are the crazies who's are in charge, which is why, I say all the time to people, I have a problem with certain political ideologies. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who don't like it. When I see things like what I'm about to put on this screen, I have a problem. If you don't follow me on Facebook, I have a lot of fun over on Facebook. I try to do my little Twitter thing. It works from time to time, but Facebook is really where I have a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and let's pull up this here crazy bitch. Because this
Someone
bitch right
would
here
say,
crazy.
As we heard about 10, that if a person exposes themselves to a minor online, it's a felony, and that it is, the words were unjust for it to only be a misdemeanor. The exposure online is a felony because of a policy choice. That's not some written in stone, pre-existing, happened with the Big Bang fact. We chose that. We could have chosen, I wasn't here for the debate, so I can't say should have, but we could have chosen to align the offenses at the misdemeanor level. And we're being asked, members, as part of the justification to do anything other than adopt L008, we're being asked to consider that this offense, if done online, is a felony, but it's only, and I say only gently, because the consequences of a misdemeanor sex offense charge and or conviction are severe. But we're being asked to consider that it's only a misdemeanor for one and a felony for the other. It will happen again and again that I'll try to reframe this argument and fail, but I'll keep trying because it's worth it for victims and survivors and people who are over prosecuted to try. But the calls to parity, the calls of that we have to be just, that the charging has to be the same, those calls are answered if we align the penalties at any other level. It should shock our conscience and make us deeply uncomfortable as a body that the only direction let me edit that too often the most common direction in which we change a criminal level is to increase it. When we call for parity, the more equitable call would be to align these offenses at the misdemeanor level that has a decade minimum of forced inclusion on a sex offender registry that impacts lives in ways that I dearly wish that you don't know. The consequences of a misdemeanor sex offense charge are dire. You achieve parity and equity in charging by aligning them at the appropriate level where we already had them.
So did you pick up what was going on there? I don't know if you're talking. Might be on mute.
I didn't really catch on to what she was saying. She was all over the place with it. It sounded to me like I didn't really like understand like what was your point? Like what exactly are you talking about?
So what she's saying is if a person is exposing themselves online to people, then they shouldn't get felonies. It should be misdemeanors across the board. They shouldn't be the whole we need to relook at the people who are getting caught guilty for this and their placement on the sex offender registry list and how much it is hurting them.
Hurting them?
Hurting them.
Yeah. That's the hurt that you're worried about.
Right.
That is the hurt that you're gonna fight for. Somebody that all right.
See, I have a problem with that, bro. I have a problem with that. Now, see, people will say I'm wrong, and it's like I say, I don't hate Democrat people just to hate Democrat people. It's people who do shit like that, right? It's people who do shit like, hold on, wait, I got to pull this up before this live is over because Democrat friends that if you happen to make it this far in the video, I appreciate you for making it this far in the video. I really do. But see, there's something happening in your party that you should be aware of. You got these people lining up with pedos, doing all kind of bullshit in the name of you, and you're not saying a damn thing about it. And then you got these idiots who are, I'm just going to show you. We over on Twitter. Y'all make sure you follow your boy. That's a sexy young man right there. Follow your boy, man. Seaport Pro, at Seaport Pro. Search me up, Protocol. I'm over on the Twitterverse. Hey, look, we are live over here on Twitter right now, too. Yes, we are. I am being throttled down, y'all. We're going to do a live one day about that. And we're going to talk about how the throttle is real. The throttle is real, but I'm getting my views up, man. My shit is starting to get up a little bit over here. I'm fucking around with the right people. It is a art to dealing with Twitter. I will definitely say that. And I am learning that art of dealing with Twitter. I've learned.
I like Twitter though. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, you don't have to invest that much into Twitter. You could just say whatever's on your mind and then you can go away. Like you don't have to put that much. It's not that much investment into it. Like you just go on there and see what everybody's talking about. You can just get off it. You don't got to worry about it.
Democrat Party.
It's out there. I mean, it's
Democrat Party. Let's go.
Bobby Kennedy Jr.
Echoing, by the way.
Doing well. He's at 19%. hasn't really gotten that much out there. I mean, and I'm starting to hear more and more talk about him. Are we going to actually have a challenge here?
I'm trying not to laugh, Joe. There's not going to be.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yes.
Do you know how many people said the same thing about Donald Trump in 2015 on this show?
Except I
Said
will
the
note,
same exact
yes,
thing.
because there was going to be a Republican primary. But I really think that the mealy mouth Democrats, as I like to call them, and some of my progressive friends who would like to live in a fantasy land, they need to come back to reality. And the reality is this: the sitting president of the United States of America is a Democrat that would like to run for re-election, so much so that he has declared a re-election campaign. In that case, the Democratic National Committee will not facilitate a primary process. There will be no debate stage for Bobby Kennedy, Marianne Williamson, or anyone else to stand
So we're going to have
on.
another Bobby Kennedy in an empty chair in a debate, right?
There will be no debating.
Yeah, no debate.
The Democratic National Committee administers the debates, and they're not going to set up a primary process for debates for someone to challenge the head of the Democratic Party.
Yeah. David, a lot of Democrats concerned about Joe Biden. They may not be saying it in front of the television camera, but man, get those cameras off.
This is what democracy looks like, bro. Did you hear what she said? And they did say this. The Democrats came out and said, yeah, we ain't having no debates. Oh, Joe Biden? Yeah, we gonna have Joe Biden. We ain't having no debates. Ain't nobody gonna debate. But you got a bunch of Democrats who are coming out and saying, hey, we don't want Joe Biden. Like, we got rid of Trump. We succeeded. We fucked up by getting Trump out because this nigga Biden don't know what the hell he doing. We don't want this nigga no more. Like, I'm hearing that across the board. I don't know if you've heard that from many people, but they don't want this guy.
I've heard that, you know what I'm saying, Biden not coming back. I'm like, it's like they said Dylan Brooks under no circumstances. I've heard that.
Yeah. And they're stressing that. But now the Democrats are telling those people, hey, you can not want him to come back all you want to, but we ain't having no debate. So, and he's going to be our candidate. And hey, he's going to be the candidate. They're trying to stop Trump. They're trying to do everything they can, but it's like the man is Teflon Don. Everything they've thrown at this man has not stuck. Now, excuse me, they have put some cases in some places where they have very corrupt jury pools, and anything is possible. That's what's going on with up in New York. It's crazy if people look into this New York case that he has going on, where everybody like, oh, he's finally arrested. It's like, yeah, they tried to bring those charges up before, and the same DA who did it said, no, I'm not going to do nothing because we don't have any evidence on this. And now they turn around and say, oh shit, this nigga's running for real. Hey, we gonna run this shit anyway. Oh, but you said it ain't gonna work. Yeah, but we got a star witness. Who's your star witness? Michael Cohen. Wait, ain't that the motherfucker who in jail for lying? Yeah, but that shit don't matter. No, nigga, yes it do. This nigga's compromised. This nigga's a liar. He's in jail for lying and stealing. This nigga's gonna say anything to get out of jail. So that's where we at with it right now. But it's gonna be Biden versus Trump again, and they're going to cheat, right? They're going to cheat. They're gonna try and push him over the hump again. But I think that the people are going to be like, nah, bro, we ain't taking this shit. I think that time, if they try to pull that cheat off, I think that'll be the time where it'll really get the fisticuffs and people get their heads split because they won't take it no more. But they're literally telling people that, hey, we don't care what you think, what you believe. We're not going to have any debates, and the Democrats' nominee is going to be Joe Biden. But Democrats should have noticed that before when it came down to Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton.
So you saying they want somebody else, and they're like, nah,
yeah,
this is what we're gonna do it.
Yeah. The Dems, the regular people are saying they want someone else. And they're coming out and they're like, nah, fuck that. We're going to go this way. It's like, nah. And the reason now, and just like it was back when he went against Trump, they're trying to protect him. There is so much coming out on his ass it is crazy. There's an FBI whistleblower that just came out and said that they got the goods on Biden. They got the goods on Biden. Let me see if I can. Here it is. Here it is.
News from Washington involving President Biden. Our senior national correspondent, Rich Edson, has got more about a document that a senator and the head of the Oversight Committee in the House are looking for. Rich?
Yeah, John, good afternoon. The House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says that he's issued a subpoena to the FBI in a letter that he and Senator Chuck Grassley have sent to Attorney General Merrick Garland and FBI Director Chris Wray. They write that a, quote, highly credible whistleblower says the Justice Department and FBI have a form that, quote, describes an alleged criminal scheme involving then President Biden and a former national relating to the exchange of money for policy decisions. It's been alleged that the document includes a precise description of how the alleged criminal scheme was employed, as well as its purpose. Now, Comer and Grassley provide no information on the identity of the whistleblower, what specifically they're alleging. In short, it's a subpoena for a document that an unidentified whistleblower says exists and shows illegal activity. It is unclear yet how the Justice Department will respond. We have reached out, John.
All right, so we don't know what this scheme is, only that it's believed that the DOJ and the FBI have information about this scheme?
Exactly. What these two Republicans are alleging is that there is a document that exists, and they've gotten that information, they say, from a whistleblower, an unidentified whistleblower, and that the document exists within the Department of Justice and the FBI showing an illegal scheme, allegedly involving the vice president, and that they are requesting that information now officially with a subpoena from the FBI and Justice Department. But these Republicans have not seen that document, and they have just sent the subpoena request because a whistleblower told them it exists within the FBI. That's where we are right now with this.
All right, are we going to be hearing from them in the near future, do we know?
Unclear. I believe that they are going to speak to cameras on Capitol Hill, and of course we've got a full team up there ready to cover.
I have just reached out to Chuck Grassley's team myself.
So they got this nigga for another pay-to-play scheme. And people got to remember that this guy is the same guy who went over to Ukraine and told him, hey, listen, you either fire this prosecutor, or I know you was supposed to get these $1 billion in loans, bitch, you ain't going to get it. Either fire this person that's looking into my son's business, or you ain't going to get the goddamn money. And the president told him, hey, nigga, you ain't the president of the United States, nigga. You can't. Nigga Biden said, call him. Call Barack, bitch. You got 6 hours in my plane leaving. If that nigga ain't fired in 6 hours, you ain't getting the money. They got all this on tape now. That nigga Biden said that. He said, some bitch, they fired him. And they put in somebody in place who was playing ball at the time. Like, this nigga Biden said all this. They got it all on tape. So, and that was one of the reasons why they ran him, because they had to run cover for his ass. But now it's going to be their undoing. My thing is, I just need regular Democrats to realize what the fuck they are aligned with and get out of it. That's all I ask for. Realize what you aligned with and get the hell out of it, because it's not for the better of us. It's really not. So, you know, it could happen. I'm asking for them to do it, but you know, dropping more knowledge, getting these financial literacy classes, getting these civic classes going, man, I think we can do something with the people. I really do. So, but anyway, man, it's been a long one. We are 2 hours coming up on the 2 hour, 30-minute mark in a few minutes. I got to thank everybody that came in. I got to thank you, bros, for coming and kicking it, man. Did you take a shot, man? What's up, man? We supposed to be taking shots, man. How many you in?
2.
You 2 in. What you sipping on?
I got one on the counter. Some Crown.
Oh, should have known you sipping on this Crown, man. I got me some good old Malawi vodka. This vodka came straight from Malawi, Africa. Shouts out to my partner, Tamuka. Got me this Malawi vodka. Boy, this shit good. This shit good as a motherfucker. I'm gonna take me another shot, and then I'm finna go sit in line at Captain D's.
Sitting line at Captain D's.
I want some Captain.
I wonder why everybody's so turned up about that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know why.
Captain D's ain't nothing. You know what I mean? You know,
I like they fish though. I do like the beer battered fish. You feel me? And I do it sometimes myself at the house. But
I mean, I worked there. That's my first job, so
I remember.
I already know about all that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like, you know, like it's just like niggas just like shiny shit. It's like it's just some new shit.
And that's
Like,
what I'm surprised that Captain D's did what they did, and Chick-fil-A didn't do what bro. Everything that Captain D's is doing to the
I don't give a damn if Chick-fil-A is open. I'm not going to Captain D. It's so many places on that street
Captain D's
Captain D's is the last place I would go to on that street. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk.
I want some fish. Chick-fil-A
I want some
closed.
fish.
I don't eat not Checkers. So I said I really don't eat Checkers either. I don't eat Crystals. Arby's is gone, so it only leaves.
Arby's is gone.
Arby's gone, bro. Now the last time you been in town, boy, Arby's is out of here.
I ain't noticed that. I've been down that street a bunch, but I don't never really look to the left or the right for real.
Arby's is out of here, bro.
Something to replace that shit.
Something gonna replace it, absolutely. But that's a horrible, that's a horrible.
I wonder why nobody don't want that spot right there by the mall. Like Oakthorpe Mall gonna be around, so why not take that little spot where go to crowds at?
Oh, because they about to put apartment. They're trying to put apartments over there. So
an apartment,
bro. Listen. We'll have to talk about that on another live. But they about to tear down Sears, Golden Corral, and the Sears goddamn auto shit, so they can build some apartments and shit over there connected to the mall. Bro, it's crazy, bro.
Out of here.
Crazy. But then you got these people, we need more affordable housing, and that's the shit that they're using to say that they're gonna build some shit at the mall. Like, bitch, who gonna be able to afford it? Housing ain't even affordable right now. Motherfuckers got to pay $1,000 for a motherfucking application fee, damn near, to even possibly get turned down for a goddamn apartment. Like, let's be real
it's
out here in
ugly
these
out here.
streets.
It's ugly.
Man, it's ugly out here in these streets. But you know what? I'm out here on my Nelson shit, my nigga. I'm laughing at people, nigga. Ha ha. Ha the fuck ha. Because when a nigga was trying to put everybody up on game, they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. So I'm out here looking like sorry, y'all. Nigga tried to put y'all on game. Y'all ain't want it. So now here we are. Anyway, it's craziness, man. I'm finna take my shot, man. Go ahead and turn this bottle up. Appreciate you, Smooth. We're gonna get together. You on the sticks, man?
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm on my way to the sticks, man. So god dang on. We're gonna get it in. Star Wars, GTA, something. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the gamers. Because we some smooth, cool people. The conservatives don't like they're talking shit about gamers and anime watchers. I guess I'm not a real conservative because I play games and fucking watch anime. So fuck conservative ain't. I'm a geeky conservative. I'm a black Republican that likes the Frederick Douglass way of kicking things in the Republican Party. I ain't with all this bullshit. So you either get down with the Frederick Douglass Republican Party or you kick rocks, because that's what we got with it. Outside of that, it's real.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Woo. Yeah, man, it's real. And I appreciate everybody for coming in that came in. Everybody who is checking this on the replay, appreciate you. 2 hours and 30 minutes. If you make it through, you is a real one. You is a real one, and I appreciate you, because people don't like long format shit anymore. But fuck them, because I'm about this long format action. Again, your boy Protocol. This is running live on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter. You can also catch it at recradiosav.com, the dopest internet radio station in the goddamn city. If you don't know, now you know. You can catch my boy Smooth, always in rotation. He's also down in the Savannah Sound section, so definitely check him out, man. Go follow my brother on Twitter at Your Fave Musician. You can Google him, Your Fave Musician, all one word. Give him some listens, man. Give him some views. I promise you will subscribe to him, and you will be turning on the notifications for anything that he dropped. He just dropped 3, maybe 4 new songs. In the last month, all bangers. So go check them out. There's there's Opinions, there's Buried in My Thoughts.
In my thoughts.
It was talking
Staying focused, staying free.
Staying focused, staying free. So yeah, and all of those songs that have been mentioned have been featured already in one of the last 9 episodes of Friday Night Flight. So definitely go check them out. With that being said, man, it's time to land this plane. And like I always do, we're going to get out of here with some dope local music. And this is my dog, Salt Life. This song is called I'm Not Ready. I love this song. I got to see him perform it live, and the performance made me love the song even more. So I hope y'all love it too. Smooth, brother. Appreciate you again for coming through, dog. And I will be on them sticks once I get out the line of Cap D's.
All right.
All right, bros. Love you, man. Talk to you soon, bro.
All right, love you too, bro.
Yep. Yeah, man. So here we go. Salt Life.
What's up, bruh? Yo, what's good, bro?
I'm not ready.
Max, man. What's up with all
Hope
these
y'all
people
enjoy this,
trying
man.
to rush relationships nowadays? Yo, everybody think it happens overnight. Like, if you want a serious relationship, you need to slow down. Some people just not ready, bro. Like, man, like I tell my kids and your kids, man. Hey, what's that thing you sung the other day, man? I'm not ready. Yeah, that's it right there. I like that right there. Hit it one more again. I'm not ready. Sometimes you just ain't ready. Like, hey, sometimes we just not ready. Facts. Let's go. They say that mama knows best when they come to picking out your future spouse. Ain't no need to rush your life, youngin'. There's plenty fish out in the sea. Find an opportunity to not make the same mistakes that I cost a dream. I know you wanna hear it now. Rebelling against the sound. You've been thinking that you've been ready to go and settle down. You already did it once, but on the next time, gonna give it my all, but not now. Baby, I be out here on the grind. I'm not ready. We just having a good time. I'm not ready. Think we need to slow it down. It's just too many bad signs. I'm not ready. No. You're doing everything right. You take care of yourself. You got your body tight. Know how to fix your tie and cook a Sunday meal. But then I be thinking, are you really keeping it real? Are you showing off? Trying to impress? To make me pull them drawers off? To keep me near instead of trap? Red flags I ignored before. I should have listened when they told me, oh, here chase. And I ain't traveling that lane again. Would you be cool if we were benefiting friends? What can you say to make me give you a shot? What are you offering? It's more than just a body ride. Do you dream? You have goals? And what about your baby daddies? Do they show? I'm just asking a couple questions. Should have asked before. I'm respectfully being careful. Let's just go with the flow. Baby, I be out here on the grind. I'm not ready. We just having a good time. I'm not ready. Think we need to slow it down. It's just too many bad signs. I'm not ready. On the grind, I'm not ready. We just having a good time. I'm not ready.
Don't forget, y'all, May 13th, financial freedom.
Just too many bad signs. I'm not ready.
Come learn about some money.
Hey, slow down a little, man. Yeah, hey. I'm not ready for all that. We just having a good time. Yeah. I'm not ready. 1 + 2 = 3. I don't know what that means. I'm not ready. But I ain't ready. Out here with it.
Cause I'm not ready. Catch y'all next week.